This is a company counter question. It's Hill Limited, the 2019 pre. I'm looking at note number 3 here. This note is suspense. There's debenture interest and there's VAT. We're just looking at this note. So at the beginning of the note, the suspense figure arises as a result of the incorrect figure for debenture interest and a VAT payment of 2,500 entered on the incorrect side of the VAT account. Both transactions were correctly entered in the bank, so we don't have to look at the bank. So the suspense figure arises the incorrect figure for debenture interest. So I have to find what the correct figure should be for debenture interest. This is my debenture interest payment figure for the first 3 months. So this is the figure that they put in incorrectly. So that figure is a debit figure for debenture interest, my debenture interest count, a debit figure of 3,600. And that was the actual amount that's in the trial balance. It's the actual. Okay, what should the figure have been? That was the actual amount that was entered. Let's say E and T. So what the figure should have been, we have 6% debentures, so including 80,000 issued after the 3 months. So that 80,000 does not apply. So I can take the 80,000 out of the 280. So I have 200,000, and I'm going to multiply that by 6%. Multiplied by 6%, and that's going to give me multiplied by 3 divided by 12 months. I'm just writing it out like this, but I've done the calculations already, and it's equal to 3,000. So that's 3,000, that's the figure. So if I was to multiply out 200,000 by 6% by 3 over 12 months to give me what I should have paid for the first 3 months. So that figure is 3,000. So I can write 3,000 down here, and that's my actual amount. How do I get from 3,600 down to 3,000? Well, the 3,600 is a mistake, so if I put 600 on this side as a cancel, suspense, then I'm cancelling a 600 here. It brings me down to 3,000, which is the actual figure. The suspense figure is going into salaries and general expenses. We can see that's a debit side figure of 245,700. This is my salaries and general expenses account. So I'm going to put in 245,700. I'm going to add in the cancel suspense because it was on the credit side of the debenture interest count. It's going to be on the debit side of the salaries and general expenses. So cancel debenture interest. Cancel DEBINT, let's fit in, and the figure is 600. So that's there. Now the next part of this is going to be a little bit more complicated. It generally is. A VAT payment of 2,500 entered on the incorrect side of the VAT account. Both transactions were entered correctly. So let's forget about what's in the VAT account at the moment. A VAT payment of 2,500 entered on the incorrect side. What would it look like if it was entered on the correct side? So VAT is an account we make to see whether we owe VAT or whether we've basically, if you've paid VAT already, it becomes an asset. VAT is due at the end of the year. So if I pay VAT during the year, it means I've prepaid it. So I don't owe that money anymore. I actually have it as an asset because it's already paid. So if VAT is paid, it's on the debit side as it forms the current asset. And if VAT is owed, if we owe VAT at the end of the year, which generally we do, it is a liability. It's a creditor's falling due within 1 year on the credit side, as we had at the start of the year, or in the trial balance. But we've a VAT payment of 2,500. So if you pay VAT, it means you owe less VAT. You've paid VAT already before you were due to pay it. That would be a debit figure. So the correct entry would have been 2,500 on the debit side. But that didn't happen. 2,500 was entered onto the incorrect side. So that was already done, which means the 2,500 is already included in this 15,000. I have to put in the 15 anyway, because that's the balance that they've given us. But I know that 2,500 out of that 15,000 was incorrectly entered on this side. And it should have been entered here. So if I want to cancel that 2,500 that mistakenly was entered here, then I have to enter 2,500 on the opposite side. Cancel, and that'll be cancel suspense You get the gist of it. 2,500. Now, all I've done now is cancelled the incorrect entry of 2,500 from the credit side by putting it on the debit side. But we know, because we looked at the start, where would that 2,500, where should had it gone? So where should it have gone? It should have gone on the debit side here, 2,500. So all this 2,500 has done is just cancelled the mistake. I now need to enter, so the actual entry, and it's 2,500. That's where it should have gone. Basically, it has to go in twice. If something in a suspense account, if something's entered on the incorrect side, I need to enter it on the other side to correct the mistake, basically cancel the error that was made, and then I need to do the actual entry. 2,500 was included here, and it shouldn't have been. So if I just put the 2,500 here, I've just cancelled the mistake that was made. And I now need to enter it onto the actual side it should have gone on. So that's why there's two 2,500s going in on the debit side. So cancel VAT. So it was a mistake. This is the cancel the VAT. This is the first one. And we have a second one in there. So actual VAT. And that's 2,500. That's not the end of the suspense account for this figure. If you have the Hill workings in front of you, there's more to come, but that's how we deal with that adjustment.